Hark, you who listen, for I speak not to the idle curious, but to those whose souls stir with unease, whose minds are a tempest of doubt. Look around you, truly look, for the sands of time they sift relentlessly, and with each passing grain, an opportunity for true living slips through your grasp. Do you feel it? That gnawing whisper, that subtle ache in your chest, telling you something is amiss. It is the disease of comparison, a plague of the spirit, and it consumes more souls than any fever or famine. I, Marcus Aurelius, have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the triumphs and follies of men, and of all the self-inflicted wounds I have seen, this constant corrosive habit of measuring oneself against another, is perhaps the most insidious, the most destructive. If you wish for peace, if you crave true strength, if you yearn for a life of purpose, then you must listen. For what I am about to impart will pry open the very chains that bind you. Do not dare to turn away, for your very well-being hangs in the balance. Why do we do it, my friends? Why do we constantly cast our gaze outward, seeking reflections of ourselves in the lives of others? Is it not a curious thing, this innate human tendency to measure our worth, our progress, our very happiness against someone else's fleeting display? We see the merchant with his overflowing coffers, and our own modest means suddenly feel like poverty. We behold the athlete's sculpted physique, and our own bodies become a source of shame. We witness the orator's eloquent pronouncements, and our own words falter on our tongue. This impulse, I tell you, is born of a fundamental misunderstanding of our own nature and the nature of the cosmos itself. We are creatures of perception, and often our perceptions are flawed, distorted by the very desires and fears we cling to. We see only the surface, the polished facade, the curated triumph. We do not see the sleepless nights, the hidden struggles, the silent anxieties that often lie beneath the glittering exterior. It is like judging the depth of the ocean by merely gazing at its shimmering surface. Consider the absurdity of it. You, a unique creation with your own specific strengths, weaknesses, experiences, and destiny, attempting to fit yourself into the mold of another. It is as if an oak tree were to lament its lack of delicate blossoms, wishing it were a cherry tree, or a river were to despair of its winding path, wishing it were a straight canal. Each possesses its own inherent excellence, its own purpose, its own beauty. When you compare, you embark upon a race without a finish line, a competition in which victory is perpetually elusive. For even if you surpass one, another will inevitably emerge, seemingly greater, seemingly more accomplished. This endless pursuit of external validation is a Sisyphean task, a boulder rolled uphill only to tumble down again. It breeds discontent, envy, and a perpetual sense of inadequacy. Furthermore, this constant outward gaze blinds you to your own intrinsic worth. It distracts you from the cultivation of your own virtues, the refinement of your own character, the development of your own unique talents. Instead of focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, you become fixated on what lies entirely beyond your sphere of influence, the circumstances and achievements of others. The cost of this folly, my friends, is immeasurable. Firstly, it robs you of joy. True joy springs from within, from a sense of purpose, from the diligent application of your faculties to meaningful tasks. When you are constantly measuring yourself against others, your joy becomes contingent, fragile, dependent on external validation. You cannot truly celebrate your own triumphs if they are always overshadowed by someone else's. Secondly, it erodes your peace of mind. The mind that is constantly comparing is a mind in turmoil. It is perpetually agitated by envy, resentment, and a relentless feeling of not being enough. This internal discord prevents you from achieving the tranquility that is the hallmark of a well-ordered soul. Thirdly, it stifles growth. How can you truly grow, truly evolve, if you are always trying to imitate another? True growth comes from self-awareness, from identifying your own unique challenges and strengths, and from diligently working to improve yourself according to your own inner compass. Comparison keeps you perpetually chasing someone else's shadow, preventing you from stepping into your own light. Fourthly, it breeds resentment. Not only do you resent others for their perceived successes, but you may also come to resent yourself for your perceived failures. This inner conflict is a bitter poison that corrupts the soul and hinders genuine human connection. Finally, and perhaps most tragically, it distracts you from your true purpose. Each of us is born with a unique spark, a unique contribution to make to the grand tapestry of existence. When you are consumed by comparison, you are not living your own life. You are living a pale imitation of someone else's, or worse, you are simply observing the lives of others, forgetting to truly live your own. So, how do we escape this snare, this self-imposed prison of comparison? The path, my friends, is not always easy, but it is clear, and it leads to true freedom. It is the path of Stoicism, a philosophy not of rigid rules, but of profound self-mastery and profound understanding. 1. Focus on what is within your control. This is the bedrock of Stoic wisdom. You cannot control what others possess, what they achieve, or what they display to the world. You can control your own thoughts, your own judgments, your own actions, and your own character. Direct your energy, your attention, and your efforts solely to this inner domain. When a thought of comparison arises, acknowledge it, and then swiftly redirect your mind to your own duties, your own virtues, your own path. 2. Cultivate your own garden. Instead of gazing over the fence at your neighbor's flourishing crops, tend to your own garden. What does this mean? It means dedicating yourself to the cultivation of your own virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. It means developing your own unique talents and pursuing your own noble aspirations. It means engaging in meaningful work that brings you a sense of purpose and fulfillment, regardless of external recognition. 3. Understand the impermanence of all things external. The riches, the accolades, the beauty that others possess. These are all fleeting. They are external things, subject to the whims of fortune, to decay, to loss. To tie your happiness, your worth, to such ephemeral things is to build your house on shifting sand. True happiness, true worth, is found in what is enduring. Your character, your integrity, your inner peace. 4. Embrace your own unique path. Remember that you are an individual, a singular expression of the cosmos. There has never been another exactly like you, and there never will be. Your journey is your own, with its own unique challenges and opportunities. To compare it to another's is to deny your own authenticity, your own essence. Embrace your own strengths, acknowledge your own weaknesses without judgment, and walk your own path with courage and conviction. 5. Practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you lack in comparison to others, cultivate a profound sense of gratitude for what you already possess. The simple blessings of life, breath in your lungs, the warmth of the sun, the love of those around you, the opportunity to learn and grow. These are the true treasures. When your heart is filled with gratitude, there is little room for envy or discontent. 6. Learn from others, but do not imitate blindly. This is not to say we should shut ourselves off from the world. Observe others, certainly, and learn from their wisdom, their discipline, their virtuous actions. But do not seek to become them. Instead, draw inspiration, extract lessons, and then apply them to your own unique context, refining your own character in the process. 7. Recognize the illusion of external validation. The applause of the crowd, the envy of peers, the accumulation of wealth. These are but fleeting shadows. They do not define your true worth. Your worth is inherent, unassailable, and resides within your own capacity for reason, for virtue, for self-mastery. Seek approval from your own inner judge, from the dictates of reason and virtue, not from the fickle opinions of the masses. The true measure of a life, my friends, is not found in the grandiosity of one's achievements as perceived by others, nor in the accumulation of external goods. It is found in the quality of your character, in the integrity of your actions, in the tranquility of your soul, and in the diligence with which you pursue your own inherent excellence. Imagine a race where each runner has a different starting line, different obstacles, and a different finish line, known only to themselves. Would it not be utterly foolish for one runner to constantly glance at another, despairing of their progress or envying their speed? The only true measure of success in such a race is whether you ran your own race with all the strength and virtue you could muster. So too is life. Your journey is your own. Focus on your own strides, on overcoming your own obstacles, on cultivating your own inner strength. For when you do, you will find a profound sense of peace, a deep well of contentment that no external comparison can ever disturb. You will discover that the only true competition is with your former self, and the only true victory is to become a better, more virtuous, more self-aware human being each day. Remember this, you who seek a life well lived. The key to freedom lies not in outshining others, but in illuminating your own unique light. Turn inward, cultivate your own garden, and walk your own path with integrity and purpose. For in that, and in that alone, lies true nobility. Thank you for listening, for truly listening. If these words have resonated with you, if they have stirred a desire for deeper understanding, consider subscribing to this channel. May your journey be filled with wisdom and peace.